Hello class. Now in this lecture we will see how the third component of KE Jetronic systems are work. Now the third component which is added in KE Jetronic system, that is electro-hydraulic pressure regulator. In case of the KE Jetronic, there was warm-up regulator used instead of electro-hydraulic pressure regulator. Okay, but the working principle of warm-up regulator was completely on the base of the pressure difference and the temperature. Okay, because there was a heater coil was there. Okay, that heater coil is supposed to heat that bimetallic stopper, and on that basis the two diaphragm movement are take place with respect to detection of the vacuum available or vacuum change in vacuum of inlet manifold. Okay, that was in case of the warm-up regulator, but here instead of that we supposed to use that electro-hydraulic pressure regulator. The electro-hydraulic pressure regulator name itself indicates it working on the principle of electrical and hydraulic pressure. Okay, so the electric what we can say electric control and the hydraulic control both are working together in order to meter the quantity entering to the pressure differential switch, that is lower chamber and upper chamber, in which the fuel quantity is supposed to meter in order to inject inside the combustion chamber. Okay, so that this is a position of your electro hydraulic pressure regulator. At that position previously warm up regulator was present. Now we will see how exactly what is the construction feature of this warm up regulator. So this is a warm up regulator which is actually located at this position. Okay, which having the different component we will see separately. Okay, so this is your warm up regulator. Warm up regulator mainly consists of permanent magnet. This is a permanent magnet located at the above or the top position of it. Okay, after that solenoid or the electromagnet is present at this position. This electromagnet having four pole. This is P1, P2, P3 and the P4. At this condition in this figure, this electromagnet is not energized. Okay, so only permanent magnet is there. So the flux, this dotted line indicating the magnetic flux of this permanent magnet is supposed to travel across this four poles. In this line indicates the magnetic flux is traveling through P1 and P2 pole. Okay, in counterclockwise direction. Similarly, here the dotted line indicating the magnetic flux of permanent magnet supposed to travel through poles P4 and P3 in the counterclockwise again. Okay, after that the thing need to be noticed here, that is this is your baffle plate. Okay, this baffle plate having four holes, this first, second, three, third and the fourth. So these four holes are supposed to uh, hold or located at this position and this position. So this baffle plate is located at this region. Okay, this is a baffle plate. You can see this is line, dark line. Okay, this continue dark line. Okay, after that this is a line. Okay, so this is the position of holding of baffle plate. These two holes is upper row. Okay, here. Okay, and the bottom row is at this position. After that this block is called as an armature plate. This armature plate is screwed at this position. It gets screwed here. Okay, this armature plate. After that at this position, okay, at this position this tension adjustment screw is there at this position. Okay, this two hole is located over here. After that at this point, okay, the tension is applied. Okay, the tension adjustment screw is there, and this point, okay, this point located exactly in front of this hole. And where from this hole is coming, you will see in previous diagram, this hole is coming from input line. Look at here, this is the input line coming from coming from your this fuel pump. Okay, coming from fuel pump, okay, in this way, and entering to the this electro hydraulic pressure regulator. Okay, so exactly in front of this entering line from the fuel pump, Okay, the this point, wall flap point, is located. Okay, and this hole is located in front of the wall chamber, in front of the second channel. And where the second channel exactly going? The second channel is going through this way to lower chamber of your pressure differential valve. Okay, so whatever the fuel coming from the fuel tank is first of all uh, passes through accumulator, fuel filter. After that it reaches here. It here there is a two branches. One is going to the primary pressure regulator, another branch come forward along this path. Here again two branches is there. One is going to the starter valve, another is going to straight forward. Okay, after that it reaches to your this block called it as a pressure differential. Through pressure differential valve, it not enter directly to the this lower chamber. It first goes to your electrohydraulic pressure regulator. Through electrohydraulic pressure regulator is supposed to enter into the lower pressure chamber. Okay, or lower chamber of the pressure differential. After that it enter into the barrel and piston plunger gap. Through that gap it's supposed to enter into the upper chamber through slit provided by the plunger. Okay, so this is the path of travel path of your fuel. So these two lines you're supposed to now I feel these two lines, you know what is the working of what is the significance of this two line. This line allows to flow from the fuel pump, and this line allows to go that fuel to lower chamber. Now in front of this incoming line, this tip of your flap baffle plate is present, and in front of this outgoing line that hole is present. Okay, at this portion, center portion, this armature plate is bolted. Okay, and at that fourth location, here and here, your bolting is take place at the body portion. Okay, in this way this baffle plate is located over here. In the second image you can see now magnetic that electromagnet is also energized. This electromagnet is nothing but it is magnetized only when the current flowing through it is allowed. And with respect to the current intensity, the magnetism its magnetism is increases. Magnetic property, or we can say magnetic forces, is increases. So it is directly proportional to the current flowing through this winding. So with respect to the magnetic force, we are supposed to control the position of this baffle in front of this entry line. Okay, so how it possible, we'll see. Here we can see the magnetic flux of electromagnet is also induced right now. So this is the direction, this dotted line indicating the dotted line indicating the dotted line indicating the direction of your magnetic flux of permanent magnet. Okay, this dotted line indicating the magnetic flux of your permanent magnet, and the continuous lines indicating the magnetic flux generated due to the electromagnet. So here the continuous line, the direction of continuous line is opposite. Okay, here at that side it is moving clockwise direction, and here also it moving here in second case it moving counterclockwise direction. Means at pole P1 and P4 it moving clockwise direction. Just focus on the continuous line. Okay, this is a continuous line which is nothing but the magnetic flux of this electromagnet, and here this side this continuous line indicating the magnetic flux of that side electromagnet. Okay, so here the direction is counterclockwise, this is continuous line, and here direction is clockwise continuous line. Okay, along with the dotted line which is coming from which is nothing but the magnetic flux of permanent magnet is also passing through this path. Okay, here also and through upper side also. Okay, as here we can see dotted and dotted. So here at the pole P1 and the P3, if you notice P1 and the P3, if you notice dotted line magnetic flux and continuous line magnetic flux, dotted line magnetic flux and the continuous line magnetic flux having same direction at this point P1 and at this point P3. So here at this two ends this soft armature or armature plate get attracted towards the pole P1 and towards pole P3, because at this point magnetic flux at point P1 and at that point P3, the magnetic flux of permanent magnet and the electromagnet get added. Okay, and due to that, this soft iron core, or we can say armature plate, supposed to attract it towards P1 and P3. Okay, attracted towards the P1 and the attracted towards the P1 and P3, and at the push at the pole P2 and P4, if you notice the direction of magnetic flux is opposite, is opposite exactly. Okay, it means the dotted line going in this direction and the continuous line going in this direction. Okay, so it gets subtracted, the strain gets subtracted at this pole and at this pole. So the here attraction is not that much. So so due to that, what will happen, at these two poles P1 and P3, armature plate get attracted, and at this pole P2 and P4, armature pole is not that much attraction force, because attraction force at pole P1 and P4 is P1 and P3 is more. So here and here it get diagonally attracted, means your plate is supposed to tilt diagonally, and P2 and P4 force attraction is not that much, so it get diagonally tilt. Due to that, here you can notice this plate here, front view of baffle plate is visible at this image. Only sectional side view is visible. So the inner portion of this plate, baffle plate, is tightly hold against the entry line, incoming line. Okay, and the outgoing, in front of outgoing there is already hole is present, so there is no any meaning to tightly hold this plate against the outgoing. So only in front of the incoming line, this portion gets supposed to hold tightly, as this at armature plate get attracted at P1 and another end of the armature plate attracted at P3. So diagonally it move with respect to this baffle plate, tightly hold against the incoming line into this portion, this kind of line coming from the fuel pump that we have already seen. Now we'll see further how this responsible to regulate the or control the richness or leanness of our fuel, or how responsible to regulate the quality of fuel, which is transferred to our injector. Okay, now here we can see lean mixture. First of all, we will see, as I told you, whenever the magnetic flux are induced, whenever the magnetic flux is induced, that time magnetic flux is induced, that time we have to, so whenever lean mixture is there, that time we know the amount of fuel is comparatively less we are supposed to offer into a combustion chamber, and the amount of air is somewhat going more as compared to the stoichiometric air fuel ratio. So here the amount of fuel is regulated by this electrohydraulic pressure regulator. Okay, or hydroelectric electric uh, regulator module. So as we know, this outgoing line is connected to lower chamber. Okay, this is outgoing line actually. Okay, this is the outgoing line, and this line supposed to connect it here. Okay, and fuel from fuel pump are supposed to enter into this incoming line. And as I told you, whenever magnetism of electromagnet is not there, or no any electromagnetism is achieved, that time these two pole P1 and P3 are having equal strength of attraction as that of P4 and P2. So in that case, this central baffle plate equally attracted equally attracted towards a P1 as well as P2 pole as P4 and P3 pole. So both attraction towards this this side pole and this side pole are same. In that sense, this baffle plate is located completely at straight ahead position, completely vertically position. Okay, so whenever lean mixture we have to supply to the combustion chamber, that time we are completely eliminating, or we are completely cut offing the current flow to the electromagnet. So due to that, the attraction from P1 pole and P2 pole having equal strength, and same way the attraction from P4 and the P3 pole is same. In that sense, it remain a straight vertical position, and this baffle plate, okay, this baffle plate which is tightly hold against this incoming line, is get somewhat pulled backward in this direction, okay, which we can see in previous image. In previous image we can see, just a minute, here you can see in this image this plate is somewhat backward, so incoming line having easy flow. Okay, here this plate is pushed somewhat in this direction, so the restriction of incoming flow is there. So this is the condition of lean supply, and this is the condition of rich supply. Here no electromagnetic field is there, only permanent magnetic field is there. Here electromagnetic as well as permanent magnetic both field are working. So due to that, P1 and P3 pole having somewhat more force of attraction, so this two end only get attracted, and P2 and P4 end is not that much get attracted of armature plate. So that's why this plate get tightly hold against this. But here only permanent magnetic field is there, so equal force of attraction P1 and P2, and from P4 and P3 side. Okay, so due to that, plate is straight and it not tightly hold against this incoming line. Because of that, what happened, the fuel from in coming from the fuel line, it directly entering to your uh, lower chamber, and directly entering to lower chamber, it as good as entering to the lower chamber, this diaphragm get pushed upward direction. Diaphragm get pushed upward direction. Whenever it pushed upward direction, that and what will happen, the diaphragm tightly hold against this outgoing line to the fuel injector, is it? So the whatever the fuel entering to the upper chamber through this way, okay, having very less passage to uh, travel towards the injector, as diaphragm get pushed tightly against this outgoing line, or somewhat narrow opening is there. So whenever this baffle plate is straight ahead position, not offering any restriction to incoming line, this incoming line, okay, that time all the quantity of fuel conveyed to the lower chamber, responsible to push diaphragm upward direction, and due to that, this diaphragm tightly hold against this outgoing line to the fuel injector. Okay, so in that way, the some amount of fuel get cut off. Now you will ask me, the leanness having fixed value, or it is variable range. For example, we know the leanness is nothing but, or two lean mixture is nothing but 20:1. Okay, so there is a range of leanness after 14.7, that is 15 to 1, 16 to 1, 7 to 1 till 20 to 1 are the ratio or various range of leanness. So with respect to that leanness or that range, okay, that range get regulated with respect to the magnetism, as I given you the example of fully demagnetization of the this electromagnet. So by amplifying or regulating, sorry, not amplifying, by regulating the current flowing through this electromagnet, we can have this baffle plate restriction in regulated manner. Okay, so if when you're making a pool completely zero electromagnetism of this electromagnet, that time this baffle plate get us what completely straight vertical position. If we give us some little magnitude, then it will have somewhat restriction. If we have full magnitude, then it will have more restriction, tight restriction. Okay, so in that way we can achieve a leanness range as per the requirement. We can have 14.7 also, we can have 15 to 1 also, we can have 16 to, or we can have 20 to 1. So leanness can vary as per the requirement. Okay, so whenever this magnetism is very less, that time baffle plate is go away. Okay, in that respect the flow get directly directed to the lower chamber in order to push diaphragm upward direction. So leanness can achieve. Now rich mixture, whenever rich mixture is required. Okay, we know the rich mixture is required during the idling, and another range, that is the power range or the acceleration. So during acceleration and the idling, we supposed to have a rich mixture. In that case, what will happen? We are try to tightly hold this baffle plate against this incoming line. Okay, and to hold this baffle plate tightly against this incoming line, we should have a high rate of current should be flow through this electromagnet. In that way, P1 and P3 attraction force is increases, and baffle plate get tilted diagonally in order to offer a restriction to incoming line. Okay, so in that sense, whenever restriction is more to the incoming lines, so there is no any free flow to the our free flow to the our lower chamber. Okay, free flow is not directed to the lower chamber. In that sense, what will happen? uh, all the all the all the fuel entering to the lower chamber will not push this diaphragm upward as that it pushing in case of the lean supply. So there is a more way to travel fuel present in the upper chamber to the to this passage to fuel injector. So in that case, somewhat least supply achievable, or least supply achievable is the supply get achieve in simply we can say. Okay, so in that way richness and leanness is regulated. Okay, so here whenever rich supply we want, that time we are having very less pushing force to diaphragm in upward direction, as we have restricted the direct flow of fuel coming from the fuel pump. Okay, so due to that, what happened, pump is not diaphragm is not pushing upward in order to close, or in order to offer very less path to the flow of fuel to the injector. So in that case, your risk or more supply supposed to be offered to your vehicle. Now the case like uncontrolled mixture, or uncontrolled mixture is the case where we supposed to lose our control of metering. Okay, so here this thing done a metering control. So whenever the control get lost, or metering ability of vehicle is lost due to undesired condition like failure of electromagnet, due to failure of the spring. Okay, due to broken of this baffle plate, that time what will happen, the fuel incoming into this chamber will not have any kind of restriction, and this fuel directly coming here, entering to the entering to your outgoing chamber. Through outgoing chamber is supposed to look directed to the lower chamber of pressure differential valve, and going to directly in upper chamber in order to guide it towards the fuel injector with respect to combustion chamber. Okay, so in that case sense, the stoichiometric air supply is supplied in that way. The uncontrolled condition or uncontrolled mixture condition is designed whenever anything from this device get failed, such as a electromagnet, such as spring, such as a broken baffle plate. So the whatever the flow going to the lower chamber and directed to the combustion chamber are in the form of a 14.7, or in the form of the chemically correct air fuel mixture. So in that sense, your engine are running, but it won't ready for dynamic loading. So it's whenever you're supposed to accelerate, it won't respond in that fashion. Whenever you are supposed to deaccelerate, it won't respond. So only your engine supposed to on. Okay, it neither having control, uh, or we can't say close control. We know whenever throttle bed is rotated, that time air sensor plate also rotates. Okay, and it will push this plunger inward and outward into the barrel. That respect to slit opening is there, and with respect to fuel supply. Okay, but that condition is unpredictable. Whether engine is supposed to accelerate or deaccelerate with respect to throttle position is unpredictable condition. Is completely depend on the density of air coming into the inlet manifold. It depend on the temperature, atmospheric temperature. Okay, so all those factors is responsible that time whenever uncontrolled mixture condition is arise. Uncontrolled mixture condition only arise whenever failure is there. Okay, so in that way the system is designed. Only 14.7, that is correct air fluid ratio, get forwarded to the combustion chamber during the undesired condition. Now fourth case may possible in this case, in such a arrangement, that is engine speed limitation, fuel cutoff. So there is a speed lock also there. Speed limitation is also there in some vehicle. During that case, what will happen? Uh, the current fuel get cut off. Fuel get cut off. Okay, whenever fuel get cut off, whenever or whenever we are supposed to hold, or whenever we supposed to change the direction. Okay, whenever when supposed to change the direction, means this plate hold here. Okay, just a minute, so whenever direction of electromagnetic changes, means as I told you, just notice the direction of this electromagnetic flux. If I'm making the direction of electromagnetic flux is opposite. Okay, for example, if here this continuous line is moving in this fashion. Okay, if I make opposite to that. Okay, so in that case, just remember here also we supposed to do. Okay, so now whenever electromagnetic direction it changes, that time what will happen? So now consider this green line indicating magnetic flux direction of magnetic flux of this electromagnet. That time the dotted line at P1 pole is opposite to that of electromagnetic flux direction. Okay, so at point P1 and at the point P3. Okay, at the point P1 and at the point P3, if we observe at the point P1 and at the point P3, this dark line is opposite that of the direction of the dotted line, that is electromagnetic field of permanent magnet, and the magnetic flux of your electromagnet is opposite. So the strength at P1 and P3 is low, and strength at uh, P4 and P2 is increases if direction of electromagnetic changes. Current flow of uh, current direction to the electromagnetic changes, polarity changes, north south pole changes. So P2 and P4 get attracted. In that sense, means P2 and P4 will have more magnetic attraction as that of the P1 and P3. So due to that, this baffle belt completely shifted in this fashion. Okay, so whenever it shifted in this fashion, all the fuel coming from the fuel pump get rushes into the lower chamber, and it completely pushing diaphragm in upward direction, and there is no any passage is available, or this diaphragm is completely closing this entry of fuel injected to the combustion chamber, or these passages get completely closed by this diaphragm in order to restrict the movement of fuel which is entering to the upper chamber and directed to the combustion chamber. Okay, so in like simply we are just uh, closing this path with the help of the diaphragm by using excess pressure of the incoming fuel from the fuel pump. So in that way we're supposed to have a engine speed limitation cutoff. During that time the direct fuel supplies get cut off, and your engine supposed to shut down, or your engine supposed to slow down its speed in order to have a safe operating condition. Many times engine get rev at its what we can say, it's a maximum RPM. So during that time, such a kind of decision need to be taken by ECU. whenever engine rushes, or whenever engine rev, or we can say whenever engine accelerates in the limit of its maximum range. That on the speedometer we can see, or we can see in the tachometer we can see there is a maximum rate zone, speed range is there. So whenever engine reaches to that maximum rate speed range, engine RPM is reaches to its maximum level. In that case, ECU takes this decision in KE type of KE Jetronic type of fuel injection system. So this is the fourth feature which is available in case, or fourth thing which can control by this your electrohydraulic pressure regulator. Okay, so this pressure regulator is completely the current drawn to this pressure, current drawn to this electromagnet or solenoid of this pressure regulator, or electromagnetic flux of this pressure regulator in terms of direction and strength is completely controlled by ECU with the help of flow of current, magnitude, and the direction of current into the electromagnet. Okay, so this everything decision was taken by ECU with the help of input provided to the ECU through the various sensor. Okay, so still here we gone through the third component, or third added component of our key Jetronic, that is electro pressure regulator, which is which is very important, which take very important parts in the phenomena of fuel metering, or in the activity of fuel metering. So if you feel any difficulty to understand the concept regarding it, you may ask me on our comment section. Thank you.